Being a nail tech in COVID, it is challenging. It's hard, especially today with the Delta variant. I want to talk to one of our top in the game, Karen Huneke, today. We're going to go through all this right now on the Biz Talk. Karen Huneke. I said your name right.
You
first
did.
Of all.
First time in a long time.
We're just talking. We've known each other 13 years, right? Karen has worked as a senior mentor, traveled all over, done fashion shows, done OWCs. She's one of our main instructors for our 1 week course here. And I finally said your name right.
Finally. Thank you.
I get a badge. I'm going to get a little star. Welcome. So glad to have you today. I am so curious. We had Melissa on, I think 6 or 7 months ago, and we were talking about being a nail tech in COVID. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important to revisit this, especially now we've got this Delta variant that's going around. Cases are coming up. As of now, we haven't had shutdowns of salons, but, and I hope we're not going in that direction, but still, people get scared, people get fearful, maybe clientele gets freaked out. I don't know, but I wanted to kind of talk to you about this. But before we get to today, I want to just kind of hit in the beginning when COVID hit. What was your experience like with COVID, the shutdowns, the salon, the challenges that you faced? And then we can talk about kind of what's going on today.
First of all, I think it was a big shock to myself and, to everybody in the salon industry, especially us self-employed people.
Yeah.
Because I've never in my self-employed nail career thought somebody else was going to tell me that I couldn't work.
Yeah.
And so that realization that I can't go to work today, that's not my choice. But, it was a huge shock. And
yeah.
I think a lot of people that work in my salon were in that same boat. They're like, now what do? We don't have any other options.
And so your salon it closed, all the tech,
down.
Yeah, you had to shut down.
Yeah. So
right?
I'm in Minnesota,
yeah.
And everything shut down. All the salons were closed. Didn't matter if you were a salon suite, full service, everything shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that must have been obviously super scary because you didn't know when you can go back to work and when you can actually earn a living. So that must have been very a lot of fear.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and everybody in the salon as well, correct?
Definitely, yeah.
So when did you actually start coming back? I think the shutdown, when did it happen in Minnesota? Was it in March?
I think it was March. And I think we were shut down for about 3 months.
3 months.
And I'm not sure how California or other states are. Unemployment, obviously didn't cover self-employed people.
That's exactly correct.
But they did finally make that exception. And, eventually we were able to get a little unemployment.
Okay.
Basically enough to keep us going.
Yeah.
But yeah, my salon owners, they were fantastic through the whole thing. They helped walk us through everything. So I'm very grateful for that.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Having good salon owners is going to be key.
Yeah.
And your clientele, when you did come back, when things opened up, did your clientele just rocket back into the salon? No,
it's actually been really interesting. So we came back, obviously had to wear masks starting out.
Right.
And I had a lot of clients not come back. I mean, totally not come back. But at this point, most of them have come. I've actually had a lot of new clients. And
really?
I think, again, because I am in a salon suite, I think people prefer to come there because it's a little bit more spacious and they're not in the same area with 100 different people.
So you have your own room.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in a so basically it's separate rooms. Everybody has their own individual spaces.
Yep.
Are you with hair, nails? Is it kind of a combo?
So So in our building we have 50 different suites.
Oh wow. Okay.
Hair, skin, nails, massage,
everything.
Anything that you can imagine in the beauty industry.
Do you share with another tech or you have
your own?
I do not.
Okay. I have my own space. Some people do share, and that was actually something that was different too. Is that they couldn't have two people in the suite at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
So
again, if somebody did share, they had to split.
They had to adjust their hours or work part-time, however they needed to do that.
that is
It
really
was
really
tough.
challenging.
It was tough.
So you had most clientele, or would you say half, or how many came back, like when they came back?
I would say when we finally started back in with masks and everything, I would say probably about half.
Okay.
And then after, I don't know, after a month or two or a few months, people started coming back a little bit more. So I would say at this point, probably 3/4 of my clientele is back. But the weird thing is that I've started getting more and more new clients. So I don't know if people have just switched from that full service large scale salon
Yeah.
to the suites and just needed a new nail tech, or I'm not sure, but
That's been happening
Yep.
over the last like year.
yeah, I would say 6 months to
Okay.
probably about 6 months.
So let me ask you this: when this past fall of 2020, like we had another, like it ramped up again. It got crazy. Here, I know nationwide and even in Southern California, from like end of November through middle of January, it was like, I mean, through the ceiling. What happened during that time? Did you again go through when like people were not coming back, or were they just like,
No, I think at that point, people, they were comfortable wearing masks.
Okay.
I was comfortable wearing masks. I was never one of those nail techs who wore a mask just generally, because I know a lot of techs will wear masks with the dust and
Sure.
everything. But I never did that. And so I finally did get used to being able to wear that. And clients, they would wear their masks and they were fine with it.
They were fine
so
with it.
yeah, I think once we were allowed back in, I think a lot of people went through withdrawal and they were like,
Yeah.
I need my nails. I don't care what I have to do. I will wear a mask. I will wear a full body covering, whatever you want me to do. I just
my
need my
nails.
nails. Yeah.
did you have to adjust any like cleaning procedures? Did you have to like tell your clients like, hey, you know, before you come in, I'm going to wipe everything down. Here's hand sanitizer, blah, blah, blah. Like, did you have to do new procedures? Have you always been pretty clean? Like, kind of, how did that
I'll be honest,
happen?
that's one thing that really shocked me was the amount of places I would look to try to find disinfectants
Yeah.
and all of that kind of stuff. For me, I didn't really change any of my cleaning and disinfecting
Okay.
procedures because that's what I did
Yeah.
to begin with. And it shocked me that, okay, what were you doing before? Were you not cleaning before? And so with that I really didn't change much. I did start booking about 15 minutes after every client just to kind of clear the air,
Got it.
make sure everything was wiped down, make sure everything was as perfect as I could get it.
That's
So,
awesome. Was it wearing a mask? I know going from not wearing a mask, I mean, everybody now is used to wearing a mask, but was that a big change? Like every service having a mask on, or were you used to it? Or was it like,
At first, it was a challenge, and I have stairs at my salon that I would have to. So again, we had closed everything off, so you couldn't actually even come in and wait in the salon.
Got
So
it.
I would have to go downstairs to get my client every single time and run back up the stairs with them. I couldn't have a conversation with my clients on the way up the stairs because I couldn't breathe through that mask.
oh my gosh,
By the time I got upstairs, I was
like
kind of
huffing?
Yep. But again, after a while, I just got used to it.
Yeah. And I think I've always said, like, especially during COVID, I felt that salon suites were going to be a better option for consumers, just because if you're not comfortable going into a salon where there's multiple chairs, hair, people going in and out, salon suite is like, it's just me and one person. That obviously minimizes the risk huge.
Yeah.
And then, obviously you're clean, which did shock me too. I've always thought, like, we're in the beauty business, it should be like sparkly clean.
Yes.
Always.
Shouldn't you be doing that after every client anyway?
Absolutely. But then also, if you're both, you're wearing masks, just the chances are like reduced significantly. So probably I would say, you probably saw, are there a lot of like standard, like, traditional salons around you? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you probably saw some overlap. How do they find out about you?
Clients?
Yeah. Like these new clients.
Honestly, social media.
Yeah.
Instagram, a little bit of Facebook, but Instagram.
Mostly Instagram, yeah.
I think between that and maybe our salon website, because I have just like a generic salon website for everybody.
Got it.
So I think between those, that's really where people.
And are they like when new clients get in touch with you, are they texting you, DMing you through Instagram? Are they like, how are they getting in touch with you?
All of the above.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, if it's somebody who found me through social media, they usually text me or message me on social media. I do have my cell phone number on all of my social media, so
Okay.
if they have gone to either our salon website or any of my other stuff, some will text me, but yeah,
Okay.
if they find me on Instagram or something, they usually text me through Instagram.
Okay, perfect. And so let's talk about today. Are you fully booked again? Are you like full clientele today?
Yeah, I'm at this point, I am at least back to where I was before,
And
if not more.
When did you hit that point? Was it like a month ago? 2 months ago? Like when were you at the point where like, oh, okay, gosh, finally I'm back at the point?
I think probably within the past 6 months.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's gone back to full clientele.
Yeah.
75% old, 25% new. Have you heard from those old clients? Have they actually said like, listen, so sorry, I'm just not getting my nails done anymore?
There have been a couple who have, either on social media have commented on a post, oh, I miss you, I really want to come back, but, yeah.
You're like, sorry, my books are full. It's going to cost you triple. If
you snooze, you lose.
Exactly, man. And what about with like, now we've got this, this Delta variant that's here. Are you seeing any challenges currently? Are clients talking about it? Are you making any changes, or are you just kind of going along? Since you mentioned earlier that you went through that fall winter wave, and clients, you had your procedures, mask, salon suite, people were comfortable. Are you hearing anything now? Seeing anything different?
It's interesting because I feel like most of my clientele are actually vaccinated, and
Okay.
we've had very open conversations about that.
Okay.
The ones who aren't, they still wear the mask.
Okay.
And my policy is if they're wearing a mask, I will wear a mask.
Okay.
I am fully vaccinated.
Okay.
So, but yeah, if they wear a mask, I will wear a mask. I'll do whatever makes them feel comfortable, makes me feel comfortable. But honestly, even with the new Delta variant, I feel like people, they still want to get out.
Yeah.
They've had enough at home time, and
Yeah.
they just need some normalcy in their life. So.
Yeah, what an interesting thing, right? Like how big of a part nails can play in someone's life.
Mm-hmm.
You would think, oh, it's just like I can just let that go. But that's something that we saw as well, was how bad, especially in times that are like you're at home. It's, some dark times that we've gone through in the last year and a half. How important that little, I just need to get to the salon and just chill for a minute, right?
And honestly, I think with so many people working from home, they need that escape. They need to get out. They need to talk to somebody else other than their husband, wife, kids, whatever. They're like, I got to get out. Otherwise, I'm going to start talking to the walls.
Yes.
But just somebody else to vent to have a normal adult conversation, for those moms, dads. you know. They need that. They need that escape from all the stress and the anxiety. They need something normal. They need something real.
And is that like, how much conversation have you had about at home life? Because most of your clients, right? Everybody's been working from home, but not everybody. But I would say a lot. Like that's what's happened during COVID, and now they get to come to you, and now they get to get their nails done and talk. But have you had a lot of those conversations? And you must have.
Conversations have really changed since COVID.
Really?
Especially first coming back. That's all we talked about.
Was COVID.
Yeah, nobody was doing anything. Nobody had done anything. It's like, oh, what'd you guys do today? We went outside into the backyard.
Of course.
But it was. And it's exciting now that, conversations are starting to get back a little bit more to normal.
Yeah.
People they're being able to go out and do things and take the kids places, take the family places, and just feel a little bit normal. But it was conversations were struggling.
Yeah. That's like serious COVID fatigue, right? Like you talk about Zoom fatigue, like at home with family and kids. And look, I have a wife and kids and I love them, but let's be real. when you're locked in for that long, you start to go crazy.
Yeah,
you
you
need
do.
other people in your life. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And my wife's the first person that would say, I don't want to be locked in for that long with you, Habib. I need a way. I need to get out. And I tell her, go, take whatever you got to do. But like how interesting that is that when you get back, of course, naturally the conversation is going to be about COVID. It's COVID, COVID. It's just like, God, it's just like driving me nuts. I think everybody's at that breaking point, of enough,
We
what I'm
just
saying?
want normal again. We just want real life again.
Yeah.
And
But I'm so happy that you are back. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of, roughly 6 months ago, you said your clientele did build back up. What would you, for somebody that's new right now, that's having to start their nail business, Karen, in this COVID, because we're still in COVID, we thought it was like bye-bye, but it's sort of back kind of. What advice would you give to, someone that is starting up right now in COVID?
If you're starting up and you don't have the clientele right now, get a practice hand and pretend that you're busy.
I love that.
Do all of the nails you can, post as much as you can on that practice hand. People don't need to know that you're not busy, but if you post and you look like you're busy, then they'll want to come to you.
Yeah.
I think just keeping up your skills, because if you're just starting out, you're still trying to learn your skills. You're still trying to perfect your skills, trying to perfect how I talk. But no, just really work on, maybe if you are going back to the salon, go back to the salon and book yourself with your practice hand and, get on that schedule of actually doing client after client after client.
Yeah, that's so
that when you do get busy again, or when you do build that clientele, you'll be ready.
I mean, take it as an opportunity to go hardcore and work on your craft, right?
Yeah,
Instead of like, I don't have any clients, this sucks, COVID sucks. Like, because that is the big thing, right? Technique and speed in the beginning, like getting that down and dialing that in.
Yep.
And no better time to work on it when you don't have clients. So I love that. I love just taking action and moving. And I think that's probably the best piece of advice somebody can get is move. Don't just sit around, get that practice hand and post it. Like people are always like, I don't want to post the practice hand. And it's like, I'm like, no. Post it. Show your, that you're working on stuff in progress and people can see your nails. So I love that so much. Let us know in the comments below how you've dealt with COVID as a professional nail technician. We'd love to hear from you, and also any ideas for future episodes, put them in the comments below. Karen, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for joining us, and see you next time on the Biz Talk.